If you're new to this channel, my name is Minimac, and today I would like to share with you some of the tips I have learned through Adam Hunter's Neuro-linguistic programming. It's an audiobook I did listen to for free via YouTube, and I will provide the link at some point in the description below. For now, I'm coming at you live from Edmonton, Alberta. I spent 12 hours on a bus to get here yesterday, and I am going to be going back to work as a cook Tuesday morning. So I do plan on still starting a podcast, and I also plan on maintaining my Saturday videos. But due to travel and planning and everything, I wasn't able to produce a video for today. So I'm coming at you live with my Be a Goal Digger notebook and the notes that I wrote for the journaling techniques that I want to start using. I do want to do a deeper dive into neuro-linguistic programming. It's just not feasible with my limited time right now, but I think probably within the next month or so, I'm going to do a deep dive on that. Probably the How to Win Friends and Influence People, Dale Carnegie. I'm going to touch on all of these things, but for neuro-linguistic programming, for the journaling, the note that I wrote is it's a technique that aims at improving a person's life by turning unfavorable positions into favorable ones. And it encourages you to remember that there are no failures, there are only outcomes. And just like with anything, the more you practice this, the easier it's going to get with time. So I did break these down into, there's daily journaling to do as well as some things to do 3 times a week. And then in addition to that, they had a few techniques that whether I didn't write it down or they didn't mention it, it doesn't really say how often to do these things. So I just kind of put them as monthly. Obviously, you can do whatever you see fit, but this is how I'm doing it. So for the daily things, there are things like find one specific problem in that day that you want to work on. It's so hot out here and I'm so thirsty, excuse me. So for the problem, there are 7 steps to go through this. And the first question is, what is the real problem? I think that's what they're asking you there is, what is it really making you feel inside? Are you feeling angry or betrayed or afraid or devastated? Like, what is the real actual problem here? That's the first question. 2 is, how does it obstruct my goals? 3 is, do I have control over it? And if it's something that's out of your control, and you can control yourself and nobody else. So if it's out of your control, that's literally the end of the problem. Like, cut it off right there. But if it is in your control, it asks you to move on to what are the long and short-term solutions. Then you are to weigh the pros and cons of rational solutions. So yeah, you can come up with a long list of wild ideas, but like, let's stick to the rational stuff. So the pros and cons of the rational solution. Once you select your approach, try really hard to stick to it. And I know this is difficult because personally I am a really bad overthinker, and I'll make a decision and go, well, wait, maybe I should have gone that way, maybe I should go this way. Stick to your decision unless it's going really negative. And then step 7 is change as needed, stretch yourself, do whatever you got to do. But I think the point there is not to flip-flop. I tried to pick as quiet of a location as I could for you. There's no traffic, but there's a helicopter. Okay, so that's just seven questions for one problem of the day. You go through all of that. Counting kindness is something it asks you to do too, and I really like that because even today, for example, I went to get some Taco Bell for my son and his friends, and one of the delivery drivers was coming probably about 20 feet behind me, and it was like a flip-flop moment of like, do I hold open the door, don't I? And I opted not to, and I've kind of been kicking myself ever since, because why not wait that extra 5 seconds and be nice and hold the door for him? Like, he wasn't taking stuff out, he was coming in with an empty bag, but still, that could have been my counting kindness, a good deed to feel positive about myself, something positive I did that day to take note of. It also asks you to reflect on 3 funny things that have happened to that day. And the key behind this is really just maintaining positivity and a positive outlook. Hi guys, it's a live YouTube video. Thank you. You know what? I can't afford a microphone yet. This is a lighting ring. Yeah. Have a great day. 3 funny things that happened. Well, it's kind of funny getting busted filming a YouTube video in a park. And then 3 good things that happened. And the key to this is, why did they happen? Was it because of something positive you said to somebody? Was it something positive you did for them? But find 3 good things that happened in that day and take note of them and why they happened. Another daily journaling technique is to select one emotionally significant situation from the day. Record your responses specifically and accurately. So this is where you really need to be honest with yourself. Did you say something you didn't mean to say? You know, did you make a mistake? It's your journal, so don't lie to yourself. Do a deep dive here and record it specifically and accurately. And then analyze how you reacted and what you have written, so that you can assess what you've been through. And to assess what you've been through and learn about yourself, just sit down and think, like, would you, if you were given the opportunity to relive this situation again, would you have approached it differently? Would you have maybe taken a more positive step? It's good to reflect on these things, not as mistakes, not as I failed, but just as an opportunity to learn and grow. It does recommend that 3 times a week you do a random act of kindness. I think I'd rather shoot for like 3 times a day with this, but it does say 3 times a week. And then once a week, they suggest that you select an intellectual standard that you would like to improve upon and try to only focus on that one for the week. So things like clarity, precision, accuracy, relevance, depth, breadth, logic, significance, all of these things. Try to pick one and focus really hard on doing the very best you can with understanding it and practicing it. There are also some check-in questions, 5 questions to see where you're sitting at with your ego. Number 1 being, what are the circumstances under which I favor myself? Number 2 is, do I become irritable or cranky over small things? Number 3 is, do I say or do irrational things in order to get my way? Number 4 is, do I impose my opinion on others? And number 5 is, do I speak my mind about something I feel strongly about? Ego checks are fantastic for me because I get ultra passionate about self-work and all of this stuff. And I am very guilty of running around going, oh, if you would just do this, if you would just do that. That's my ego talking. So I'm gonna do some work on that. But this is, you know, this sounds like a lot to do in a day, but I think once you sit down and you get into the swing of doing this, you're going to see the rewards and you're going to see the outcomes. And I really believe this is all going to be worthwhile. So I'm going to be jumping right into this personally. Another section to do once a month is reshaping your character. And that's where you're to select a desirable trait. And while you focus on contemplating or cultivating, that trait, you also then want to try to work on giving up the negative counteracting trait. So really the key to a lot of these self-help, the gurus, the books, the speeches, it's positivity. Good feelings make you feel good, bad feelings make you feel bad, right? So no negativity is highlighted multiple times and underlined and written in bold. But anyway, so the desirable trait is, as opposed to the intelligent one, like clarity and perseverance and things like, precision. This one is more about perseverance, empathy, independence, courage, humility, things of that nature. And this one, it wants you to spend an entire month choosing just one of those things and focusing really, really hard on it. I haven't actually selected mine for this month yet, because there is another suggestion of doing a VIA survey. And I guess when I listened to this audiobook, I didn't really write down a ton of information, or maybe it didn't provide a ton of information. But I guess the point behind of this VIA survey is to find out your strengths. And that way, once you can lock in on your biggest strength, then they really want you to enhance working on making it stronger daily. And that's a step I haven't been able to take yet. Like, as I said, I've been busy packing and moving, and I'm going back up to work. And it's my son's birthday weekend, so I'll get into that next week, and I will likely share a lot of that adventure with you. Also, it's really highlighted a lot to have a daily routine in addition to a really solid morning routine. And I personally have noticed that getting up earlier every day and getting things done earlier every day has lessened my anxiety a great deal. It's so hot out here. It's lessened my anxiety a great deal. And I mean, for obvious reasons, right? You're not laying there going, oh gosh, I know I have to do this and I know that needs to be done. If you get up and do it, and then you want to fart around watching the 3-part series on Netflix about Woodstock 99, then get your stuff done and then sit down and relax and enjoy it, instead of being distracted in your brain by all the stuff you know you should be doing. This stuff really is all easier said than done, but these journaling techniques are supposed to help us practice it so that we get better at it, and it gets easier with time. And I can't wait to dive into that VIA survey. But yeah, I do want to work really hard on getting an even more structured morning routine and daily routine moving forward to keep that anxiety at bay. The last thing it says to do once a month is to find somebody who has influenced your life in a really positive way and write them a letter of gratitude. It would be ultra beneficial, big bonus, if you could deliver that letter in person and have a conversation about it. If you're not able to do that, that's fine, but a big key part of this is mailing or emailing or whatever. I'm a pen to paper kind of gal. But if you want to email, you can email. And just writing somebody a letter of gratitude once a month, focusing on gratitude, focusing on positivity, these are all the keys to this, to being able to move forward and not getting stuck in ruts. And, you know, I very clearly, hit my rock bottom with you guys posting my cry for help. And I don't have any shame in that, because that was a moment in time where I was so weak and vulnerable, I broke, and I didn't think I could pick myself up and dust myself off. But you know what? That is learned helplessness. And neuro-linguistic programming is probably the biggest step into unlearning that helplessness. So I, jumped right on taking my power back. I called my company. I'm going back to work Tuesday morning. I'm not even sure where I'm going to move or what my next step is, but as long as I'm not sitting around feeling sorry for myself and waiting for somebody else to save the day, I really don't care what the next step is. And that's the joy to all of this, is the freedom to be able to shift your perspective to, no matter what's going on, do I need to sit here and dwell on the negativity, or do I want to take charge of the situation with a positive attitude and a smile on my face? It just feels, to me, so much better to do it that way. I think maybe I've chewed your guys' ears off enough for this week. I don't really know what filming is going to look like from camp. I know I will find the time to do it. It's just a matter of finding the space. But these are problems that don't concern you. I will find a way. Where there's a will, there's a way. And this is very important to me. Helping myself and helping you is equally as important to me. I want everybody to be able to just be positive and be happy and live their most fearless lives. You know, I would not be sitting in a park with people walking by me, filming a live YouTube video, even 2 months ago. And whatever it is that's holding you back, it's just as important to me that you break free from that stuff as it is for me to break free from it. So let's keep holding each other up. Thank you ever so much for all of your support. The moral support has been just outstanding from you guys. You're amazing. I love you all. If there's any videos you want to see me do or books you want me to review, please let me know in the comments below. I'm really open to this channel going in whatever direction it goes in. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys again next Saturday. Bye for now.